Hey everybody, Sean here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Mighty number 9, grabbing the 50 combo achievement. This is to get a 50 100% absorption combo. This is best done in the opening stage after you get Mighty number 7's weapon. So what you want to do is you want to equip it and then you want to stick with it to the end of the stage. My best advice is to make sure you fight enemies close range and then fight them one-on-one and then absorb them as soon as they start flashing. So usually with Mighty number 7's weapon, they should go down in maybe 1 or 2 attacks depending on the enemy. So just quickly go up to them, always stand close to the enemy, and be sure to dash into them as soon as they start going down. And you should get through the first part of the stage easy peasy. Just remember to be a little careful with some of those enemies who are standing on ledges, like that regular enemy, and let the flying enemies come to you. So if they're high up, just make sure they fly down before you start fighting them. And other than that, you can get through this stage relatively easily. There's some pretty tough spots like this ledge enemy, for example. But once you get to this part, you want to make sure you switch back to your regular buster. You have to do the 3 quick shots in succession and then dash through those 3 enemies as the highway breaks. Once you get down here, switch back to the sword and get back to our strategy, making sure you take enemies on one at a time and making sure that you're right next to them as they go down and then absorb them as they start to flash. Then we are going to get to the first crescendo parts. I recommend kind of doing a half and half strategy, using the sword for the first part with these 3 regular enemies, and then switching it to the buster once you get to the flying dudes. So as you can see right here, they're going to drop in. Make sure you remember when they drop in. With these guys, it's a matter of knowing how many buster shots it takes to get them to start flashing. So regular enemies are going to be 3 shots, flying enemies are going to be 2. Just be a little careful with the second shot. Make sure you're ready to dash as soon as you get it off, and then you should be good. Then we got the shield guy. I recommend using the sword for him and using the buster for the flying dude. So remember to switch on and off if you have trouble with that. And then with the bunch of flying enemies, just make sure you take them on as individually as possible. So be a little careful with where you're picking your shots. Or if you can get them in a big cluster and then just sword slash and then dash through as many as you can. So by the time you take out the last guy, you should be at 35 before you dash into the building. With the trash can guys, they're pretty easy. Just once again, take them on one at a time, especially with this clump of 2 right here. So once you get to this dumpster guy, make sure you are at 40. And now we get to the harder part of the achievement, which are the gate guys. Let them go completely down before you fight them, and make sure you are also taking them on one at a time. And you should be at 43 when you get to the second tunnel. This one you want to be especially careful since they appear closer together, but if you can, just make sure you tank the hits rather than making any dumb mistakes. So as you can see right here, we're just taking one at a time, making sure we just take hits as they come. You should be at 48 by the time you get to the jumps. This guy is also pretty hard if you don't know what to do. Make sure you tank the hit to get into flashing mode and then just dash across, and then make sure you take him out from behind. And then we should be at 49. We have this gate guy, same thing. Make sure you take a hit and then make sure you just dash through him and then get him from behind. This is where I hit my 50. There are 2 more enemies in the stage, the last gate guy as well as the shield guy, and you can get a few more during the boss fight if you need it. But there's the achievement, 15 points, and that's all there is to it.